listeners.
Son.
Hi guys, hope everything's going well. Interesting developments this week. I've had a look at the Agri-Foods website. It's pretty much what I envisioned that you guys were looking at doing straight down the line. They've done a great job of it. They've got most of the recommendations I popped in their case studies, core information. Looks like they've developed pathways and connections with local educational institutions. So I saw the concerns that were raised in the email that came through with that one. They're pretty much on the mark. I think there's limited value to the participants, as if people are going to come into the program with undertaking a smaller version of that versus the one that Agri-Foods is actually supplying. So it's entirely up to you guys as to which direction you choose to take. But we're throwing a few ideas around in the office, and a couple that came up really quickly were you could take the program and position it within a niche, which could be women in agriculture, and you target all the information to that as in a way of bringing them back into the fold with that one. The other one was what's worth knowing being in a multicultural organisation, engaging with multicultural youths with that as a possible career path that they may not realise yet. So you're creating slightly different information within the same field. Your core is the same, but your outcome's slightly different because you're targeting a smaller group. We started to toss around a few external ideas to that, which is still in the same sort of theme of empowering people to get up, but perhaps they're a little bit more direct contact. So instead of just being an informational awareness campaign that's pushing people towards it, it's actually the group getting out and about amongst the community and actively assisting people. So the idea that we started to come up with was maybe a mentoring type program where each member of the group could take on maybe 3 to 5 mentees and use their personal connections and expertise to help them develop a plan for the future and how they might like to engage with the agricultural industries. So as to format, that would come down to you guys and deciding you wanted to do it. Maybe it could be 1 hour a week for 4 weeks, which culminates in you taking them around to some of your connections and introducing them and getting them to know more about those larger businesses and to have a greater idea of what it would take for them to get where they want to be. So instead of being a broad, grand campaign, you're actually really targeting it down to a small amount of people. If you still wanted to have a web presence as proof of work you're doing, that would still work within that format where you can have all of the information for when you're trying to find the mentees listed there with all of your goals and objectives and still provide the case studies. So that gives you that form of proof of project. So yeah, at the moment for me to continue to guide you with what we were doing, I suppose I'm going to put that on the back burner and probably won't give you a written report this week. I think it'd be really important if you all sit down and discuss whether or not you want to refine and drill down on the project as you had it, or if you wanted to start brainstorming on other ideas again. These ideas that we came up with were really quickly thrown around between Noel and myself this morning. So there's a lot of potential that you could come up with something else that still has the same end goal, but is approached in a slightly different manner. But I can see personalising it gives it greater strength and makes it unique to what you're doing. So I'll look forward to hearing from you next week as to how I can continue to help you with all of this. I wish you all the best. I'd say looking at the timelines we put it down, you are pressed for time. So it's worth this week during your discussion, if you can, deciding either if you're going to push ahead with what you were doing or if you're going to do something new and starting to move quickly towards that. So once again, thank you for your time and I'll talk to you all next week.
Thank you.